Hey everybody, welcome back to Live at 5. It's a great way to start the show. You gotta clear your throat. Here at Island Music Company, Live at 5. Got a handful of products again for you this week that I'm very excited for. Also some cool announcements of things coming up that we just have going on here that I'm excited to talk about and we'll get into. So yeah, let's go into it first. I'm gonna start on the far end here. My right, your left, and work ourselves over. From Ibanez, this is the FRH10N. Some of these guitar companies get real creative with their model names and numbers. Ibanez and Gretsch in particular. It's a lot of letters and numbers, but if you sit down, there's a way to decipher it all. Right now, this one here is, I guess, we're considered a hybrid classical. Where, typical classical guitar is going to have a cedar top, most likely. Sometimes a very warm body as well. And the resonance, the projection, everything about those guitars is going to be very subtle but precise. Very clean, because everything has to come through note for note, particularly because of the style of music that's played on there. These, however, you're going to lose that body volume, obviously. I mean, look at how thin it is. There's no sound hole in the top. There's no room for a resonating tone. There's no room for a projection of body volume. All of this is primarily done through electronics. You have your battery input and your silence here for when you're plugging and unplugging. You have a little sound hole here on the end, but that's really all it is. An end pin is your output jack. There's no real active electronics control on this. There's no onboard tuner. There's no onboard EQ. You're strictly just sending your signal from this to an active DI, to a preamp, to an interface, to an amplifier. However you want to set it up, that's exactly how you're getting your signal from this. There's nothing else on here to shape it. The tone you have from this guitar is specifically from the guitar itself. The electronics are custom built. It's an Ibanez custom electronics. This was a spruce top Sapele body. They're really cool. We've plugged them in and messed around with them here. You're probably recognizing this guitar from the Tim Henson signature model. This is not that. It's very similar, but it is not that. These guitars are awesome if you are looking to really sit down and get into classical guitar, but maybe you don't like the shape of the acoustic body when it comes to the thickness and the depth and the width and everything. But you're an electric player that wants the classical tone. These are the perfect guitars for you. Plug it into an amplifier and go. They're pretty neat. This is the FRH10N from Ibanez. I've got one in stock right now, and it's probably only in stock because it's not available online yet. Once this gets listed online, the ones we've had before sell out super quick because they're super popular. So if you're watching this live stream, come on in and check this out. We've got all kinds of great amps for you to plug into to hear it. And they sound pretty cool too once you start running them through like reverb and delay pedals. So the FRH10N from Ibanez. I knew I'd mess it up at least at one point. Before I get into the used gear, and then after the used gear, we're going to get into this gorgeous guitar here. I just want to thank everyone that took advantage of the time to come in during our Labor Day sale. We went through a lot of used gear, went through a lot of new gear, saw a lot of new faces, several familiar faces. To all those that shopped online with us, thank you. Hopefully you're all enjoying your new gear, and when you're ready to either upgrade or add to it, come back and see us because we've got all those little accessories, or maybe you just want a new amp for that new guitar you bought. We've got it here. So thanks for shopping with us during the Labor Day weekend, and hope y'all had a safe and enjoyable holiday. But yeah, we're back, we're open, and we've got plenty more to go. So, back to the used gear. This is a Moog Subsequent 37, and I say that with a smile on my face because Matt said he'd pay me $5 if I said Moog the whole time. Because why not? So this is a Moog Sub 37. Moog, we all say different ways. Tomato, Chipotle. This is the Moog Sub 37. The Moog Sub 37 has way more features on it than anything I've ever sat down to kind of experiment and play with on my own. So much so I had to write it all down because I kind of didn't believe it when I was reading up on it. So the Sub 37 has 37 keys, which obviously subsequent 37 keys. That one was a giveaway. Has 40 knobs. Believable. The one that really stuck me was that it has 74 switches. But I think they're calling everything a switch, every button, everything. It has to be like there's a lot to it. One of the main reasons this has so many things to it has 16 patches, 16 patches, 256 presets. It's the perfect synthesizer if you're looking to do leads, if you're looking to do pads, you're looking to do like that real deep, heavy bass type synthesizer work. This covers it all. It's got an effect. It runs an effects loop for all the delays and all the other type of effects that run through. I can't remember them off the top of my head. They had an acronym for it, and I should have written it down, but I forgot. This came in used yesterday. I've had it less than 24 hours. So it's here at the shop. It comes with the Moog cover that goes with dust cover. Yeah, it does not come with this stand. You can get this stand, but it does not come with the stand. It's a cool little setup, though, right? Looks good, right? Yeah, you should do it. Do it all. Yeah, new to us, subsequent 37. Looking for a new home. Looking for a new home. Used. It's got some scratches on the bottom of it just from, I guess, being moved around on different surfaces. But otherwise, it's in perfect condition. Just those scratches underneath. This here is a PRS McCarty 594. The special thing about this one is what is referred to as an experience guitar. This was purchased by somebody at the PRS Experience. If you're new to the guitar world and you're not familiar with that, pre-2020, PRS used to do like a gathering, a summit of sorts, where dealers would be able to come in, set up shop. They'd have like a concert and clinics and workshops all day, and PRS sponsored artists would be there throughout the day to do little workshops and clinics. You'd hear from guys like Paul Miles and John Higginbottom, who would go into the depths of what is an SE model, what is a private stock, and they dissect all that stuff because diehard fans of PRS want to know all that. Well, this guitar was originally through Ish Guitars, if you're familiar with them. It was sold at the PRS Experience to one of our customers here. It is a solid one-piece top. It is, since it's the McCarty 594, it has the pattern vintage neck to it. It does not have the pattern vintage tuners. It does look like it has just regular phase 3 tuners on there. No aftermarket holes or anything drilled into it. It was signed by Mark Holcomb. It is a 10 top. It's from 2016, and I'm just giving it a general look over, but I don't see any marks on it at all. Looks pretty clean. Yeah, PRS Experience 2016 10 top McCarty 594, one solid top, signed by Mark Holcomb. If you're not familiar, a PRS endorsed artist. We just posted his SC signature models on our social medias yesterday. He has a 6-string and a 7-string version in this like blue Holcomb burst. They're pretty phenomenal, and it has his new, not this, with the SE models, have his new Seymour Duncan signature style pickups in there. High gain pickups with a good amount of bite and clarity to them. So yeah, 2016 PRS McCarty 594, one-piece solid top, solid 10 top, signed by Mark Holcomb. Before I get to this last guitar, there's a couple announcements I want to make. We have some events that we've done in the past that we haven't done recently, so we're getting ready to bring those back, and we're very excited for them. In October, keep an eye out. We're probably going to do something roughly around the time of our 15th anniversary. Something here in store. We'll have just keep an eye out for announcements. We'll have something going on, and then in November we're bringing back an old tradition of ours that we used to do every year, and we're very excited for it. We're going full swing on that, partnering with Ernie Ball, FU Tone, for all the upgraded parts and everything's going to be here. So if you're familiar with that, keep an eye out because there's more announcements following on that. And if you're watching this and it sounds familiar and you're like, oh, they used to do this before, you're right. We're just waiting for the formal announcement date, but I just want to put it on your radar because it's fun and exciting. And we're trying to get all kinds of stuff pulled together into that. I think that's it. We're still in full swing with band season. So if you have a student who's in school looking to, play the trombone or the violin or the cello or the saxophone, we have all that in stock. We rent instruments, we sell instruments, we have the books, we have the cleaning care kits, we have reeds, parents, we have earplugs because you never know. Sometimes it takes your student a little while to catch on. All that's there. And then, crazy to think about, but we're in September. We're very close to the holiday season. Yeah, I know it's wild. You're probably thinking, why are we talking about this? Because like I said, it's very close. We're already in September, so before you know it, holiday season is going to be here. So pay attention to what the musicians in your life are talking about as far as gifts go. Maybe you're the one you need to get your ideas out to someone. Now's the time. There's not too much new gear that gets announced between now and the end of the year, just because companies are usually ramping up on production for the holidays. So keep in mind like what's out there, what you're interested in. If it needs to be ordered, now is probably the time to pre-order it. So give us a call so we can pre-order it for you. But yeah, holiday season's coming up. So be mindful of that. Get your list ready. Start checking things out. See what you might want. And then we'll be here when you're ready. So can't be too prepared. All right, let's move on to this last guitar. This is a private stock Paul Reed Smith Custom 24 in natural finish. It has maple binding. It has gold hardware. It has a solid rosewood neck with, and this is really cool. I like how this accentuates everything and makes it pop. We have the maple binding around the headstock with the maple tuner buttons. Let's see. Signed by Paul Reed Smith, and I believe Paul Miles. Yep, he runs the private stock. Yeah. The finished build date on this was June 27th. But yeah. Phenomenal here. I've got the build sheet back here, so I'm going to hang this back up and we'll go over the build sheet just so we know what to expect with this guitar. You can kind of see the case in the background here. This is the case that comes with private stock guitars. And then the build sheet is also the certificate of authenticity, and it comes with a letter from Paul as well, as kind of like thanking you for buying something from the private stock. So yeah, just one more quick look at this, and then we'll jump over to the build sheet. All right, so Custom 24 East Indian Rosewood neck. The fingerboard wood is a Brazilian rosewood with curly maple binding, curly maple top, mahogany backwood. The headstock veneer is Brazilian rosewood with the curly maple binding. It's a patterned thin neck carve. Let's see, natural finish. It's the Power Birds with white mother of pearl outline, and it's the same thing on the eagle on the headstock. High gloss nitro finish, 8515 pickups, gold hardware, Brazilian rosewood truss rod cover. It comes with PRS signature 10s for the strings. Comes with the brown paisley private stock case, and all the specials is pretty much everything we just outlined. It does specify that the woods on this guitar were selected from the PRS private stock vault. This guitar was built for the USA only, meaning that you're not going to find these for sale outside of this country. It was signed by Vinyl Assembly, Paul Reed Smith, and Paul Miles. But yeah, that's it right there. Has the serial number in the top right corner, private stock build number in the top left. So, for those who aren't familiar, Yes, we carry private stock guitars. We also do custom orders for private stock guitars. If you have any interest at all in sitting down and kind of specking out what an order would look like, give us a call. We'll set up a conference time for you. And when the time comes, and you are seriously wanting to consider building your own private stock guitar, you set the appointment. We go through the build sheet with you. We'll figure out what you like. We'll get it close enough, and then we'll schedule a time with PRS. We go to the factory, and then part of being so close to the factory, what makes it really cool is like being here in Maryland, we make it a day. We go up, we get to go through, and you get to pick the wood that gets built on into your guitar. It's fun. It's a great experience. You get to hang out at the Paul Reed Smith factory for the day. But yeah, you can't do that with most other companies. So the fact that we live in Maryland and we get to just make a quick little road trip to PRS and jump in and design a guitar is pretty neat. So yeah, this is the private stock guitar here. And like I said, feel free to contact us, and we'll put your dream PRS together, and we'll head on up the road, and we'll get it all built together, and that'll be a phenomenal experience. Definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But yeah, private stock guitars here at Island Music. So we just went over this guitar again, so I'll hang it back up. We'll run through all the other stuff as like a refresher, and then we'll sign out. So I'll go this way. This was the 2016 one-piece 10-top McCarty 594 from the PRS Experience, signed by Mark Holcomb. The Moog Sub 37, Subsequent 37, 37 keys. What did I say? 256 presets, 74 switches, 40 knobs, 8 patches. There's all kinds of functionality that comes with the Subsequent 37. So remember, whether you're doing bass lines, lead lines, or you're just filling in some pads, this has it all right there. And then the FRH10N from Ibanez, the perfect classical guitar for you virtuoso guitar players that play, mainly electric players that want to branch into that side of things. That right there is built and designed for you, specifically you. So there we are. Thanks for tuning in this week to Live at 5, and we'll be back next week. See what we have to talk about then.